The nice, easy pace of warm-ups, over. Better buckle those chin straps. SEC action about to start. It's time for ESPN College Football. Ought to be a great one tonight. Brad Nessler and Kirk Herbstreit will have the call.
The energy's mounting as these fans get fired up for this year's SEC championship game being played here in Atlanta.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler. My partner is Kirk Herbstreit here in the booth. Aaron Andrews joins us on the sideline. We're ready for an exciting game. Tonight's matchup is presented by Dove Men Plus Care. Be comfortable in your own skin. We'll be seeing
the Florida Gators and the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Here come both teams. Today we find out who the conference champion is. Should be one outstanding game.
Time's come now to take you down to the field for the coin toss. Brought to you by Dove Men Plus Care. Be comfortable in your own skin.
The Crimson Tide.
Both teams are lining up for the kickoff, and we're just about set to get this one underway.
Excellent kick.
And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback.
Reese Davis is standing by with this update. Reese?
The Conference USA title at stake. And for Marshall, they've won 8 games on the season. The Thundering Herd roll to a victory, 31-27.
Thanks, Reese. No score in this one. For Florida, Kirk, talk about this quarterback a little bit and how key he is to this offensive attack.
There are a lot of high school players that look at college choices. And, Brad, a lot of times they'll pick an offense if they're a quarterback, a receiver, or running back because it's going to help prepare them for the NFL. This West Coast pro-style offense is the closest thing in college football that you see to the NFL.
Second and short. Ball on their own 34. Tackle right around the 42-yard line. That play is good for 8 yards and a first down.
It's the protection up front that allowed this play to happen. The line controlled the rush, and it gave the quarterback an opportunity to deliver a very nice throw.
And I think it was the quick throw by the quarterback that fouled up the defense on that one. First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 42-yard line. That's a great tackle at midfield.
That's good for a gain of 8 yards. That makes it 2nd and 2.
From the 50, it's second down. He's tackled at about the 49.
More plays like this, and the coaching staff is going to need to change up the blocking schemes. You can't allow the defense to play in your backfield.
They need about 3 yards to get the first down here on third down. And sweeps right. Tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
First down.
From the 43-yard line. First down. And he's tackled around the 40-yard line. Looks like the defense was in man coverage there, fellas, and that's why they stopped that screen.
Yeah, and when the secondary isn't dropping back into zone, it makes it difficult to have success with that kind of screen play.
From the 40-yard line. Second down. Looking to throw. And he just gets rid of it.
So we're looking at another third down here. Hall set to go to the air. Passes it, and it's picked off by the safety.
So the quarterback should have thrown that one out of bounds. There was just no room to get it past that safety.
From their own 45-yard line. First down. Nice run, and he's brought down. Greco picks up about 7 yards on the run. Second down, and they're going to need about 3 yards to pick up the first down. And that defense is getting a little excited down there. So the offense will move a little bit closer with that penalty. First and 10. Ball on the 43. Greco, the ball carrier. He tackles him for a loss.
Well, this is the kind of play you want to see if you're a defensive player, because not only is it a negative play, but this can really impact and affect the emotion of the game. Just looking down and looking at the energy on the field and even on the sidelines, you can see that the defense is fired up after that play.
It's second down now, 13 to go. Ball on the 46-yard line. Up the middle. He's at the 30. He makes his way out to about the 25.
This is the kind of steady, strong drive that coaches love to see. Right now, they're firing on all cylinders.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 25-yard line. Peterson steps back to pass. Big play, and it's first and goal. And for Peterson, he's just set a new high watermark for career passing yards here.
Is he the best quarterback they've ever seen around here? You can make a pretty good argument.
First down, and they've got their eyes on that goal line. Up the middle for a nice gain. Greco gets 6 yards on the carry. We've got second and goal. Ball on the 3-yard line. Handoff to the right. Touchdown tie. Alabama with a 6-point lead. And he hits the PAT. A 5-play, 43-yard drive, and it results in a touchdown.
Quarterbacks love to see their running backs making big plays, because what that does is it forces the defense to have to pay so much attention to the running game that it takes some of the pressure off of the pass rush, and it gives the quarterback more options to be able to throw the football and more time to be able to execute the pass game.
So the score now, 7-0. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. They'll set up shop at the 25. Tackled after a decent run up the gut.
Gain of 4 on the play. That makes it second and 6.
Second and 6 coming up here. Ball on the 29-yard line. Big opening. And down he goes, right around the 40.
That's good for a gain of 11 yards. That makes it first and 10.
First and 10. Ball on their own 40.
The halfback with a carry. They'll bring him down at the 48. A gain of 8 on the carry.
That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
They need about 3 yards to get the first here on 2nd down. And they make the stop around the 46-yard line.
Never really had a shot. They were on him almost as soon as he took the handoff.
And for Hand, looks like he might have been injured on the play. So it's 3rd down now, and they're going to need about 4. Caught, enough for the first down.
Gain of 10 on the play. First down.
Time for an update from the studio. Reese, what have you got?
In the Big Ten championship game, the Cornhuskers' recovered fumble gives them the first touchdown of the game. Nebraska on top, 7-0.
All right, thanks a lot, Reese.
From the 44-yard line, it's 1st down. And he's tackled after positive yardage. 7 yards there on that bit of misdirection.
That'll bring up
2nd down, and they're going to need about 3 yards to pick up the first down. Garcia gets the call again, and he's taken down at the 34-yard line. The back gets 3 on the carry.
And he took a shot on that play, Brad. It looks like his head might be still ringing a little bit.
And here's another 3rd down. Pitch right side. And he makes it out to about the 31-yard line.
You know that saying, get your keys out because we're on a drive? This offense right now is on a drive. I mean, this is their 3rd first down. They're doing just about anything they want, and they're really starting to wear the psyche of this defense down.
Brought down at the 32.
That's got to be very frustrating for that running back. This offense is trying to get in sync and trying to get a rhythm established, and for such a negative play to happen, loss of yards, it can really have a negative impact on the offense and what they're trying to do.
And they get nice yardage on that run. Smith gains about 4 yards on the play.
That'll bring up 3rd and 6.
It's the 11th play of the drive. He's taken down around the 20-yard line.
Well, they're living on the edge here a little bit, but, you know, they're converting when they have to.
That makes it 1st and 10.
So at the end of 1, Alabama leads it 7-0. From the 20-yard line, 1st down. Gives it right side. Nice run there.
36 makes the tackle.
Let's throw it out to Reese now for a studio update.
Long anticipated, it's finally time for the Pac-12 championship game. And for Oregon, they reach the end zone with a scintillating run. The Ducks lead 7-0.
Thanks, Reese. 7-0 game here.
Second and 5. Ball on the 15-yard line. There was some movement along the line. Let's get the call. A touchdown away from a tie. Looks to pass. Throws it to the outside. Swatted away.
That's a phenomenal job to read the route and get a good break on the ball. Smart defense.
Second down, goal to go. Ball on the 10-yard line. And he carries the ball for a nice gain. Garcia gets about 4 yards on the play.
That makes it 3rd and goal.
This is the 15th play of this drive. He drops back. Finds his receiver. Touchdown.
That'll be a big boost. You always want to capitalize on these short yardage situations, and that pass was an excellent call.
Will be tied with the extra point. And he tacks on the extra point. Florida to kick this one off. Peters fields at the goal line. And he just got drilled.
Kickoff returns 23 yards.
The offense will start at the 24. On the ground, inside. Tackled right around the 46-yard line. From their own 46-yard line. First down. Again with the run. Brought down after a nice run up the middle. Draco gained 7 yards on that play. They're about 4 yards away here on second down. To the receiver. And he's tackled around the 42-yard line. So the pass was complete for a gain of 5 on the play, and that's good enough for a first down.
And that's just great execution on that short pass play.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 42. Fires out quickly to the tailback. He's tackled at the 33-yard line.
You know what? After a play like that, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if they went to the air again.
It's second down now, and they're just a few feet away from that first down marker. He drops back. He's at the 20. Pulls it in. First down, and he's knocked out of bounds.
I'll tell you something. I'm loving this quarterback's confidence more and more as this game goes on. He's really throwing the ball with some purpose.
From the 18-yard line, it's first down. Hands it to the back. The 10. Tackle made at the 8. And for Greco, his spectacular season continues as he reaches 1,500 rushing yards.
You know what's so special about him is he has you holding your breath on every play. He can seemingly make something out of nothing, and he does it all the time.
It's second down, and they're about the length of the football from the first down marker. Back to pass. Zips it to the back. And down he goes, right around the 2-yard line. So they gain 6 yards on the play and pick up the first down.
Heads-up play by the quarterback to find his receiver in traffic and get the ball into his hands.
And there are times when I watch this kid, and I think he throws the ball better on the run than when he actually sets himself up. Drops back to pass. Quick throw in the end zone, touchdown. And for Peterson, that touchdown toss gives him the team's career record in that department.
Here's just another notch in what's been an outstanding career. It's sort of hard to comprehend how good he's been for so long.
Alabama up 6. And he adds the extra point. Let's get an update now. Here's Reese Davis. Reese.
The season is built to this, the Pac-12 championship game. And we've been keeping an eye on this one all day. The Ducks keep pounding away on the ground, and they find pay dirt. Oregon has the edge, 14-0. Elsewhere, over in the Big Ten championship game, let's take yet another peek at this game. And for Ohio State, they strike through the air and score a touchdown. The Cornhuskers lead 14-7.
All right, thanks, Reese. Back to the live action here. And it looks like they're ready for the kickoff. He kicks it off, and he got all of that one. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. They'll take over at the 25-yard line. Feeds it to the back. Makes it out to about the 40.
Good solid running right there. Getting past the defensive lineman and into the secondary before he could be stopped.
First and 10. Ball on the 40-yard line. They'll knock him down for a loss. Second down and 11. Ball on the 38-yard line. Hall drops back to pass. Can't find anyone open. They'll bring him down at the 46-yard line. Well, they didn't get the first down, but it was still a pretty good run by the quarterback.
He made a good decision to take off there.
They're about 4 yards away here on third down. Taken down as he works the left for a nice gain.
Good awareness by the defense to know where the first down was and stop him short of it.
It's fourth down. So it's fourth down, and the offense is still on the field. Scrambling around. That's a great tackle at the 47. And they lose possession on down.
You know, that was one of those situations where you have to go for it to try to get something going. Now they need a big play here from their defense.
I can't argue the play call. The defense just did their job by standing their ground. They'll start this drive at midfield. Alabama is up by a touchdown. Got a man. Watch out here. And he is drilled at the 36. From the 36-yard line, first down. Peterson with the play fake. And they make the stop around the 37-yard line. That'll be a loss of 1.
Pretty good stand there. They weren't fooled at all by the offensive play call.
from the 37-yard line. It's second down. Way to look it in.
That's a loss of 4 yards.
Let's check in with Reese Davis in the studio.
They're ready to tee it up in the Pac-12 championship game. We've been watching this thing all day long. And for Arizona, they go up top and find a score. Oregon has the edge, 14-7.
Touchdown difference in this one, Reese, 14-7. Third down now, and they need to get it to the 26. Back to pass. He might not be able to get the pass off. And he throws right away.
Brady drops the ball here. I don't know if he's starting to peek downfield and think about the return or what, but that ball's right in his hands. He just dropped it.
They call on the kicker for a long field goal. Alabama up 7 points. The kick is away. It's long enough. And he missed it to the right. So they come up empty-handed there.
Kickers have to have a short memory. Just go out and make the next one.
Momentum swings have been fairly even. And with so little separation, this game can be drastically changed on just 1 or 2 plays.
He scrambles. And they get the sack. The Gators taking their first time out of the half. Second and 10. Ball on their own 40. Drops back to pass. Now he's scrambling. He's taken down around the 48-yard line.
That makes it first and 10.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 48-yard line. Florida is going to have to use their second time out of the half. We've got a first and 10. Ball on the 48. First down, looking to throw. Throws incomplete, broken up.
Surprising to me that the secondary was in such good position. I thought the play call had him fooled at first, but a nice play by the D.
From the 48-yard line, second down. He's looking to pass. Going long. Incomplete. It's knocked down by the defense. Third down now, and they need to get it down to the 38. Looking to throw. Got it. Complete, and he's out of bounds.
Perfect timing here between the quarterback and the wide receiver. That's a big gain and more than enough for the first down.
It's first and 10. Ball on the 31-yard line. Looks to pass.
Brad, I just think this quarterback's got to do a much better job of being able to read that defense and make quicker decisions. And especially when the defense starts to get pressure, you've got to either get rid of that football or check it down or take off and run with it.
And he's tackled right away. And it looks like they're going to change it up here.
First down.
He drops back. And he just gets rid of it. It's second and 10. Ball on the 17-yard line.
tackle around the 8-yard line. They pick up good yardage that time on the pass play.
Here they kind of put pressure on the quarterback and challenged him to find the hole in the defense. And in this case, he did. Nice job.
Here's the pass, broken up.
It's a good play here in the secondary. When the safety commits, he needs to be there at the right time because he's the last line of defense.
This isn't much more than an extra point. Kicks away, and he's got it.
Even though they gave up a field goal here, that defense is feeling pretty good about themselves right now. It could have just as easily been a touchdown.
With only a few ticks left on the clock before halftime, I would expect they'll just squib kick this one. He's to the 20. He's tackled at the 26-yard line. They'll get the ball here at the 26. Alabama is up 4. And he's tackled at about the 25-yard line. So at the end of the half,
The Crimson Tide in front, 14-10. Who can open up the second half strong and put some separation on the scoreboard? We're about to find out as we open up the third quarter.
he's to the 20. They'll bring him down to the 38-yard line. All right, we go down to Aaron Andrews for a quick update.
Brad, the first half was full of emotional swings. I saw it on both sidelines. When I spoke to the coaches, they talked about building on some things they did well. Both said they think their guys could step it up a notch. Neither team was able to establish a vertical passing threat. Back up to you, Brad.
They'll look for touchdown number 3 of the game on this series.
The quarterback leads the offense back out onto the field as we get set to resume play. He drops back. He wants it all. Almost picked off. Let's throw it out to Reese now for a studio update.
Long anticipated, it's finally time for the Pac-12 championship game. This is a game we've been watching closely today. The Ducks strike through the air, getting into the end zone for a touchdown. And for Macklin, he's grabbed a touchdown pass in this one. The Ducks lead 21-7.
We're at 14-10 in this one, Reese.
From their own 38-yard line, second down. Alabama is up by 4. Brought down around the 50-yard line.
That makes it 1st and
10. First down, 10 to go.
Ball on the 50.
Defense goes with the extra defensive backs as the offense comes up 5 wide.
Quick throw out to the receiver, incomplete.
Terrific coverage, and when you clog up passing lanes like that, you can force a quarterback to make some poor decisions. Almost got themselves a turnover, too.
From midfield,
It's second down. It's the tailback. And he's level at the 41.
gain of 9 yards. That'll make it 3rd and 1.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 1.
they'll line up with 5 wide receivers. Trying to pick up the first on 3rd and short. It throws quickly, and it's almost intercepted.
Great reaction to get his hands in the way of that pass. That's not an easy play to make.
It's 4th down, and the offense is getting set to go for it. Alabama holds a 4-point lead. He's tackled at the 41-yard line.
There's still plenty of time to keep running their offense as usual here. I don't think they need to feel any anxiety about trailing.
They'll drop him for a loss. That took a little too long to develop.
Yeah, the offense was trying to get the pass rush going upfield, but the defense did a nice job of sniffing out the draw play and hitting them in the backfield.
2nd down, 10 yards to go.
Ball on the 41-yard line.
Gives it off. He makes it out to maybe the 43-yard line.
Gain of 2 yards. That makes it 37.
3rd down now, and they need to get it inside the 49.
Hall drops back to pass. Now he tries to buy some time. It's picked up. Tackle made at the 47-yard line.
Yep, and this is why you need to know where the ball is at all times.
Peters back to return it. Tackle made at the 19-yard line.
Return for a gain of 2 yards.
They'll start at the 19.
Alabama is up 4. Here's the give. And he's tackled after positive yardage.
Draco gains around 6 yards on the run.
They need about 3 yards to get the first here on 2nd down. Back to pass. That's a great tackle at the 36. Here's an update from the studio and Reese Davis.
Over in the Big Ten championship game, and we've been keeping an eye on this one all day. And for Nebraska, a win today would cap a solid 10-win season. Nebraska on top, 21-13.
All right, Reese, back to our game.
First and 10. Ball on the 36.
He steps up. And down he goes at around the 48-yard line.
First down.
From their own 48-yard line. First down. They'll spread the field with 5 wide. Throws complete. He's got room to work. And he's taken down at the 48.
Did you see how he looked that ball into his hands? That's how you catch a football.
We've got a 2nd and 5.
Ball on the 48-yard line.
Alabama is up by 4. And they make the stop right around the 40. A nice-looking play that time.
Well, the defense was blitzing here, and again, great recognition by the quarterback to find the hot receiver.
First and 10. Ball on the 40-yard line.
Peterson running the option. Tackled for a loss.
Call it a loss of 2 yards on the play.
Really good play here and run support by the linebacker. The big guys up front took away the running lanes, and he was able to get through for a loss.
2nd and 13.
Ball on the 42-yard line. Back to pass. Down the middle. Intercepted. And he hits him hard at the 32-yard line.
He seemed a little hesitant on that throw, and that left the defender time to break on the ball and pick it off.
We've got it 1st and 10.
Ball on the 32. Drops back to pass. Now he's scrambling. He's taken down at the 38.
Good for a gain of 6 yards. That'll make it 2nd and 4.
They're about 4 yards away here on 2nd down. Quick throw caught by the fullback.
That's good for a gain of 4 yards.
Let's check in with Reese Davis in the studio.
The season is built to this, the Pac-12 championship game. Let's take a look at this one again. The Ducks unleashed their aerial assault and find pay dirt for a touchdown. Oregon has the edge, 28-7.
We're at 14-10 in this one, Reese.
1st down, 10 yards to go.
Ball on the 42-yard line.
The lineman got a little ahead of the snap count. Here's the call.
Dead ball. Let's start on the offense.
You got to be careful to avoid these. Penalties are a great way to stall out a drive.
So the penalty will make it 1st and 15. Looks to pass. He's going right.
This just shows you that you don't need to be sacking the quarterback to disrupt the passing game.
2nd and 15.
It's 2nd and 15.
Ball on the 37. They'll bring him down
Around the 40-yard line.
Nothing going on that play.
Well, here I think the quarterback needs to be a little bit more patient in the pocket. That way he can allow his receivers to get downfield a little bit before he throws it.
3rd down, and they need to get it inside the 48. Drops back to pass. He lets it go. A junior makes the catch.
Reception. Call it a gain of 18 yards. 1st down.
From the 42-yard line. 1st down.
He tackles him for a loss.
You know, these backwards plays can have a psychological impact. It can damage a team's confidence if it keeps happening.
This is the 8th play of this drive.
Garcia on the right side. Makes it out to about the 29.
Looks like someone was called for holding.
Holding on the offense.
Little stumbles like these can kill your offensive progress.
So it's 2nd down and long now after the penalty.
Looking to throw.
Can't find anyone open. And he's going to be sacked.
Looked like offsides. Here's the official call.
Offside. On the defense.
And he helped the offense with that penalty.
And you have to be careful here because the offense will get a free play, which could become even more costly than the 5-yard penalty.
from the 46-yard line. Second down. And he's tackled around the 37-yard line.
That'll bring up 3rd and 4.
So it's 3rd down now, and they're going to need about 4. Tackle around the 38-yard line.
I think sometimes offenses forget to even include corners as defenders and tacklers because a lot of corners just want to be out there and playing against the pass. But this is a corner that they have got to be responsible and remember in the future that he's got to be involved in being able to come up with a blocking scheme. This time they just let him go, and he's athletic and strong enough to come up and make a play.
Slings it.
It's a nice job here by the wide receiver of looking the ball in and keeping the chains moving. He was on the same page as his quarterback as they both saw the double outside linebacker blitz coming.
So at the end of the 3rd quarter,
The Crimson Tide in front, 14-10.
it's 1st and 10. Ball on the 26-yard line. They'll wrestle him down in the backfield. And the defense just swarmed over him on that one.
Yeah, they were able to penetrate the offensive line and get to the running back before that play even had a chance.
It's 2nd down and 11 to go. Ball on the 27-yard line. And he is drilled at the 26-yard line.
Gain of 1 yard. That brings up 3rd and 10.
Play 13 of the current drive. He drops back. He lets it fly.
It can be tough making a play on the ball sometimes, but that's probably a pick he should have made.
Fourth down, and it looks like they're going to go for it again. Worked for him last time. He's looking to pass. Deep ball, laying it out there. So here we are in the 4th quarter, and this defense needs a stop. Right now, this offense has got an opportunity to win this ball game if they get any kind of points here. Give to the tailback. Brought down around the 28-yard line. The running back gets 2 on the carry.
I'm telling you, every yard you gain is earned, and those were about as tough as they come.
2nd and 8 coming up here. Ball on the 28. Quick out to his receiver. And he tackles him hard at the 32. That's 4 yards on the play.
You know, little passes like this force the defense to start to come up. Then you can see an offense take their chances downfield later to take advantage of the defense starting to cheat up.
He drops back with a quick throw. And the wideout gets a chance to show what he can do.
Oh, he sure does, and he doesn't disappoint either. Great athletic ability.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 42. Alabama holds a 4-point lead. Little handoff. Nice run there. And a 6-yard pickup by the halfback on the delay.
That'll make it 2nd and 4.
So it's 2nd down now, and they need about 4 yards to pick up the first.
Gets out to about the 35-yard line. The halfback picks up a yard.
That makes it 3rd and 3.
They need about 3 yards to get the first down here on 3rd down. Back to pass on 3rd and short. Throwing right.
He showed you some of his natural athletic ability following the play and making a really quick stab to knock away the pass.
So it's 4th down. They'll call on the field goal unit. The kick is away. It's long enough. And he nails the long field goal. Looks like they're ready for the kick. Nice kick. Plenty of distance. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. It's been a good one so far today. Let's see what happens here.
Well, they have a little bit of time, but I think it's very crucial that they get the ball in the end zone on this possession.
Both teams realize that when the ball is snapped, we're one play away from a very different ball game.
He's tackled at the 26. From their own 26-yard line. 2nd down. Hall back to throw. And they push him out at the 31.
That's good for a gain of 5 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 4.
They're about 4 yards away here on 3rd down. Hall gets the call. Takes it up the middle for a nice run. So he got enough for the first down there.
Yep, nice call to run the ball there on 3rd down. I like it.
First and 10. Ball on their own 37. They hand it off. And down he goes around the 50-yard line.
Maybe after a nice run like that, you try to go up in the air with a play-action pass.
From the 50, it's first down. Up the middle. Tackle made at the 42-yard line. A gain of 8 on the carry.
That makes it 2nd and 2.
It's 2nd down, and they're about 2 yards away from the sticks. Just under 3 to go in regulation. Feeds it to the back. Up the middle for a nice gain.
They've got a solid drive going here, but I know it's not going to mean that much without putting some points up on the board.
First and 10. Ball on the 35-yard line. Scrambling around. Fumble, loose ball. That's a big break for this defense.
You know, this offense just can't afford to be getting hit with the turnover bug. They need to hold on to the football.
You know this is a real crucial time in the game. It could still go either way.
Brought down after a nice run up the middle. The Gators don't like the looks of things. They're going to take their first time out. They're about 4 yards away here on second down.
Peterson back to pass. And he's taken down at the 48. Pope picks up 6 yards with that grab.
Short throws like this are very effective because they tend to wear down the defense over the course of a game, especially when they get you a first down and keep the offense on the field.
Under heavy pressure. He launches one for the end zone. Touchdown! What a display of pure speed.
You know, anytime this guy touches the ball, he has the ability to go the entire length of the field with that speed.
A little more than 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
He splits the uprights with the extra point. Everyone's all lined up and ready for the kickoff. He sends this one deep. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback.
Here comes the offense, hoping to erase the memory of the fumble on their last drive.
I look for the offense to come out with the same game plan as before. You don't make changes after one play.
There's a strike complete. He's taken down at about the 43-yard line.
Gain of 18 on the play. First down.
The spike will stop the clock.
That makes it second and 10.
So it's 2nd and 10.
Ball on their own 43. Back to pass. He lets it fly. Oh, boy, almost intercepted.
3rd down, and they need to get it inside the 47.
Here's a run.
Big opening.
So it's 4th down, and the offense is still on the field.
Drops back to pass. He's looking for his man, and he can't hang on to it.
It's always a gamble going for it with so many yards to come up with. But when you're behind, sometimes you have to take risks to get back into a ball game.
The offense just wasn't able to make a play. The defense was really clutch right there. Just over a minute left.
And they make the stop at the 45.
He's had no problem finding running room today. That makes it 100 yards.
This kid is just a monster when it comes to picking up stats. And I'm sure the folks who vote on the Heisman will take notice of that.
Nice run, and he's brought down. Greco comes away with 5 yards on the carry.
That'll bring up 3rd and 2.
So it's 3rd down, and they've got about 2 yards to go.
He fights forward to about the 40. The running back gets a yard, maybe less.
That'll make it 4th and 2.
He gets it up, and it's long enough. And he missed it left. No good.
Every time you have a chance to finish a drive with points, you've got to capitalize. That time, they couldn't come through.
They'll set up shop at the 40-yard line. And they'll try one last pass here to pad the stats, but that's about all they're going to get right here.
Drops back to pass.
Going deep. Incomplete. Almost picked off.
And so that's going to do it. Our final score in this one, 24-10, Alabama.
24, and the Gators, 10.
Kirk, go ahead and just give us your reflections on this game.
Alabama seemed to want it more as the game went on, and that's because they have such a great head coach. He's kept them focused all year, and it's paid off as they are now the champs of the SEC.
And for Royal, he'll walk out of here with the Player of the Game award.
For Alabama, they continue their run at a perfect season. That's it for this presentation of NCAA Football 13. For Kirk Herbstreit and Aaron Andrews, I'm Brad Nessler saying thanks, and we'll see you soon.